got to be a happy man, not only the win tonight, but you're getting a very special right winger.
Yeah, I just talked to Phil, and he's very excited. I mean, he was bubbling on the telephone, so the only thing that was holding the deal back was he was holding out for a Berkey's Doghouse franchise, and just didn't happen.
That's one mention.
I'm going to get that in there every game. Berkey's Doghouse. Is that right? Berkey's Doghouse. No.
What does he add to your attack in terms of a dimension and how things are complemented with what you've done in the blue line so far?
Well, he's going to add some speed. He's a sniper. Obviously, if there's an area that might be lacking at the moment, it would be a proven goal scorer, somebody who can score, make things out of nothing. And I think, and that's not underestimating what I think a guy like Jason Blake can do this year, or Hagman. We do have 20 goal scorers in the mix, but it's nice to have somebody, who's really on the upside of things. Scored 36 goals last year. He only averaged 16 and a half minutes a game. If I can get him up in the 20-minute neighborhood, always out on the power play, I think he could be quite successful. And, the future, like who's he going to play with? Well, we might have to wait a year until a couple guys are ready, but someone like Nazem Kadri, Tyler Bozak, I think these are playmaking type centers that are going to really flourish alongside him.
Does this get you into the top 8 mix? I don't want to look too ahead of the team's future here.
The top 8, you mean
in the conference?
Well, it's too early to tell. We've still got a lot of work ahead of us. Our goal is to make the playoffs this year, and we're not making any predictions. We still have a lot of work, but he just makes us a little bit better, obviously.
What did you say to him on the phone?
I said, congratulations, and I actually kidded him. I said, I tried to talk the team out of making the deal for you. But we've gotten along. I got to know him a little bit at our Olympic camp. And when we were talking, he said to Brian and myself that he'd love to come and play in Toronto. And, I just tried to get to know him. I've heard he's kind of a shy person, but he's been coming out of his shell. And I didn't notice that at all. Just talking to him now, he was really excited. Honest to God, really excited.
Just about tonight's game, anybody jump out at you that impressed you on the ice?
Well, a lot of guys did. On the back end, Uri Mikus was playing in his first game. He was really nervous in the first period. And probably when you look up and you see Malkin and Billy Guerin and some of the people who are bona fide superstars in our league, I think he was a little nervous, but he got better as the game went along and scored a nice goal. But he showed some poise. And Carl Gunnarsson on the back end, I thought, played really well and looked like an NHL defenseman. So Brian and I saw that at the World Championships this year, and Brian didn't hesitate to sign him, to get him over here, because we think maybe not right off the bat, but in the short-term future he can help us.
Like the way your team responded to Pittsburgh's physicality in that second period?
Yeah, we're behind the 8 ball in the first, killing all those penalties, and they kept throwing their big unit on the ice, and we just had to find a way to survive the first period. Again, a lot of young guys were quite nervous. But the second period, we did little things. We took hits, made little plays, and the game kind of came around with our power play scoring some goals.